Jeff, thanks. Unofficial results show former President Donald Trump won Alabama over his challenger, Nikki Haley, in the Republican presidential primary. The AP declared the race less than 1 hour after polls closed. Dan, go ahead and walk us through now how North Alabama voted today.
Yeah, Nikel, nobody's surprised by this one. We understand Nikki Haley, by the way, did win the state of Vermont tonight. But take a look at the totals here from the state of Alabama. Look at all the red on the map here. Donald Trump statewide won so far with 63% of the precincts reporting 83% of the total vote. Nikki Haley with about 13% of the vote. Let's take a look at how North Alabama voted. Interesting to note that Donald Trump not as popular here in the metro Huntsville area. Got about 70% of the vote to Nikki Haley's, jumps way up to 26%. Other counties similar, 15% for Nikki Haley in Limestone, 80% for Donald Trump. Down here in Morgan County, a similar number, 82-4. I want to point out the presidential race here. On the Democrat side, let's look at the totals. First of all, Joe Biden easily wins this one with 89% of the vote so far. Again, well, we're up to 72% of the precincts reporting now. This is what I want to draw your attention to, and this is fairly interesting. Take a look at this number here. This is almost 6% of the voters. That's a total of over 8,000 voters voted uncommitted. That's what we would call a protest vote against Joe Biden. We'd heard rumblings that this might be happening. Obviously, he still wins, but almost 6% of the vote there going for uncommitted. Dean Phillips is only official contender there with 5.1% of the vote. So he wins the primary. Nikel, you're here with political analyst Emily Peck. Nobody will lock up the nomination tonight, but each party's frontrunners will get pretty close. And I think those uncommitted votes are pretty interesting, too.
Yes, we know more than 850 delegates are up for grabs tonight. Emily, walk us through what the electoral process actually consists of. A lot of people are still unclear about what it really is and what's at stake here in Alabama.
Well, you're talking about the Electoral College, which really elects our president. And this was something that was designed by our founding fathers to protect the interest of smaller states. And so our president is elected by state. So the way it works is each state has the same number of electoral votes as it has representation in Congress. So in Alabama, we have 9 electoral votes. And in most states, the candidate that wins the popular vote will win all that state's electoral votes. It's different in Maine and Nebraska. They divide up their votes by congressional districts. Now, we've only had 5 elections in our nation's history where the candidate who did not win the popular vote won the Electoral College, and the last time that happened was in 2016 with Donald Trump. Interestingly, after that election, the state of Colorado changed their electoral votes to where their electoral votes will go to the candidate who won the popular vote nationwide.